And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
So I was at the store and I saw this disgusting box here, What's in Ned's Head? And of course, I had to know what was in Ned's head. The tagline is, what's in Ned's head? Reach inside his ears and nostrils and find out. This icky game will make you giggle and is sure to gross you out. Well, they definitely have the gross out part. Here is my friend Ned. What's inside his head? Let's take a look. Okay, so here is Ned with his head. Now Ned's head, it's actually foldable up. It has some rods, and so you can see I can flatten the whole thing, and just his nose is the biggest piece of it. But he opens up here, and inside you can see that there's a hole to stick through both of his ears and through his nostrils. So each player can have a spot to get a hand into his head. So you're going to start the game by putting different items into his head. We have the stinky cheese that's going to go in there. We have a loose screw. I think I have one of those in my head. Some dirty laundry, a sock, a tooth, a brain, though I'm not sure if that's his brain or not, a tongue, because why not, a frog, a lollipop, lollipop, a spider, all right, I'm out, an ant, that's a pretty big ant, an alligator, a rat, this is getting more disgusting as time goes by, a little alien man from outer space, because I have one of those in my head too, a turtle, and a worm. Now there's a card for each of those. Oops, looks like this screw fell out. There's a card for each of these items, and these cards are going to be shuffled up and given to each player. On your turn, you're going to flip your card over. Everyone says ready, set, go, and you stick your hand inside and you're trying to find that item. Where is that tooth? It's in here somewhere. I got it. Stupid watch. All right, first person to pull it out wins the game. If you pull out the wrong item, well, then you can't win the game. All right, now you can play several rounds where the first person to pull it out keeps the card, they draw a new card, and you keep going until someone gets a number of cards. You could also play where there's one card and you flip it over and everybody's looking for the same thing. And the game comes with several blank cards where you can put your own items into his head. I mean, really, the possibilities are unlimited. I mean, I would put a dice in his head, or possibly maybe some unicorn poop, or whatever you might have. So I might say, okay, I'm going to put unicorn poop in his head and make a card for that. But you can do whatever you want. That is how you play What's in Ned's Head. I feel kind of like a headhunter here. Oh, look, this is the result of my victory, Martha. I went out and got this guy. What's in Ned's Head is not a unique game, really. There are games in the past that use the same tactile function here, where you're going to be reaching your hands and feeling around and grabbing stuff. But the idea here is pretty well executed. You have this head here, which, unlike many of these things, does fold up pretty nicely. Here it is, it's folded up with all the stuff inside it, and I like that. It fits in the box, and the idea of reaching into someone's head is absolutely disgusting, and yet kids are going to find it hilarious. They did a good job of finding the different items. Some of the items feel very similar, the ant and the spider, for instance. The cheese is unique. It has like floppy, but at the same time it's harder to find in there. And really, I'm not usually a fan of games saying, here's some blank cards. Why don't you design the rest of the game because we were too lazy? Here it actually works. To take these 9 extra cards, and that gives you a whole plethora of objects. You got toys laying around your house. If you have kids, you got all kinds of weird stuff. You get that McDonald's Happy Meal thing. What are you hanging on to that for? Stick it in Ned's head. And when you do this, it is a lot of fun as the kids reach in and grab around, and you'd be surprised at how when you're feeling around, you just simply can't find that item you're looking for, or maybe you get lucky and find it right away. It is good to use kids to be able to use tactile feel here, to be able to reach in, so there is some educational aspects, but this is mostly silly fun. And it's the kind of fun you can bring out and play quickly. I think it's a pretty good device. It has a lot of replayability, especially when you add in 9 items of your own. I think that makes it 25 different items total that you then would have in it. It's unique and specialized to what you have. There's multiple ways to play. It's a quick, fast thing to bring out, and it works for a lot of ages. I mean, little kids are going to really enjoy this, but so are older kids, because who can, when your arm is all the way up in someone's nostril, this weird guy named Ned? Yeah, silly fun. It's silly, but enjoyable. Dice Tower Judgment approved.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!